Eddie arrived in Newtown during the heat of the day. He was on the run from some bad deals that had been following him around the past couple of years. The fuzz got involved, and he was pretty sure a warrant had been issued in Bama, and possibly Mississippi. Now he was in Florida, without many prospects. To make matters even more complicated, some kind of political tension was escalating between Florida and Bama. This is crazy, Eddie thought. They were talking like a civil war was coming. He found a city park at the edge of town and washed up in the bathroom. As he splashed water in his face, Eddie tried to make sense of his options. Locking himself in a toilet stall and leaning his bag against the door, he pawed through his backpack to inventory his resources. He had a little scratch, but not enough cabbage to close a contract. If the Sharks sent out their hatchet men to put the screws on, he'd have no choice but to sing. Sure, he had a little bean shooter with about 2 mags of ammo, but he couldn't stand his ground against a special operations squad of hatchet men with their firearms spraying Bama lightning. Then there was the Bulls. The local blue boys in this Florida border town would spot him a mile away. If they slapped the bracelets on and put him under glass, the Sharks would find him instantly. Eddie owed about 60 large to the student loan Sharks, and that was the root of his troubles. After college, he did a couple of tours as a desk jockey and tried to pay his debt, but he couldn't afford the juice. Eddie had been on the run for about 3 years, and he was almost out of luck. His best play, however, was to keep moving. He would try and find a dive someplace where his mark wouldn't be as shiny as the other goons in the room. Maybe he could even cozy up to a stool pigeon that knows which snoopers are on the take. If he could use his cabbage to acquire a little plastic, he might even open up some better options. Eddie left the park with a clearer head. He made his way downtown and was careful with his corners. Downtown cores are always the deadest spots in society. Eddie was coming up on a 4-way stop when a voice came up close behind him. "Hey, you!" Eddie spun around as a fella crept up on him sideways. He had a fresh bruise under his right eye and one of his sleeves was torn. "Hey, buddy, can I bum a smoke?" Eddie's hand was half tense and about to pop this guy who had gotten way too close. But then he eased up. This might work. "Sure, buddy. Here's a smoke." As the two men stood together on the corner, Eddie casually remarked, "Say, I'm new in town, coming from down near Orlando. I'm looking for a spot where I can grab some Wi-Fi and a nice cold soda. Do you know a cheap place?" "Oh yeah, I know a spot. I'm Juan." Juan extended his hand. Eddie shook Juan's hand. "I'm Tebow," said Eddie, "but you can call me T." Eddie looked over his shoulder as they walked down the alley, off the main strip.